Tony. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage 2013-2014 NSA President, CSP, Ron Karr.
Let's give it up for Tony Newman. And how about those Mike Rayburn trends? You know, a year and a half ago, I spoke to the incoming chapter presidents, and I said that my wish is that when we get to this moment in San Diego, that all of us can look back on this year and celebrate our successes and realize that we have done everything possible that we could do, and I'm here to report that we have done that. Our meetings this year have hit an all-time high in terms of attendance targets, and all of our meetings have been rated very high in terms of ROI. This very convention had the highest paid attendance in the last few years at 1,450 people. Add to that over 1,000 people watching it live streaming. That means that we have 2,500 people live watching this event, the highest ever in the history of this organization. Including a special guest who is here with us this morning, Mr. Ben Vereen. Also, NSA rounded up with a surplus this year of over $100,000 in its operating budget. And for the first time in over 3 years, our membership has risen over the 3,000 mark. And if you add our new members, Kevin Harrington of Shark Tank and Philip Solomon, who produced Sunday night's opening, we're at 3,056 to be exact. Yes, by all measures, this year has been truly successful. Now, at this moment, I want to ask the following people to stand. If you have done anything this year to help NSA in any event, whether you were a speaker, a people mover, an introducer, someone who created PR, if you did anything on any committee in NSA for this year, please stand. This is how many people it took to create a very successful people, and I personally thank each and every one of you. When I was elected vice president 3 years ago, several of you asked me, what were you thinking? Considering the, sacrifice you're going to make in terms of time, money, and, in your business. But I have to tell you, it was a journey of a lifetime. First of all, as I traveled to all the chapters, the chapters have to follow the NSA bylaws and, and our standards, and yet every chapter has managed to put in their own local flavor to it. So even though they were the same NSA brand, if you will, they were unique experiences. And I give credit and thanks again to the entire leadership team of all the chapters who made me feel welcome and who helped us bring the NSA experience to the local level. Please help me give them a big round of applause. The same holds true for my GSF friends in the 7 countries that I visited during the past year. And there are a couple of stories that I want to share with you. The first story is, and this will be a picture of a gentleman and I, Axel Liebertrau and myself, as we were standing outside the gates of Dachau concentration camp. Axel belongs to the German Speakers Association. He was my introducer for my keynote. And as we were preparing for my talk a week before I arrived in Germany, I emailed Axel and I said if he could introduce me to a tour group that can take me to Dachau on Sunday, the day after the convention ended. And he says, Ron, I will take you. And I said, Axel, no. You live on the other side of Germany. You need to go home to your family. And he goes, Ron, no. You cannot go to Dachau yourself. I will take you, and it'll be good for me too. So the two of us went that day, and we spent the day touring Dachau. And I remember at a certain point when we were in those grounds, we sat on a bench, and he put his arm around me, understanding that I had a few family members who were affected. And he asked me if I was okay, and I said yes. And at that moment, we just sat there by ourselves in our own thoughts, and it just dawned on me, here were two speakers that didn't know each other, who came together based on professional speaking, and are now sharing a unique bond that will tie us together for the rest of our lives. And how if it wasn't for Cavett Robert to enact his dream of starting a speakers association, this moment would never have happened. And this is truly powerful. Think back to all of you and the powerful moments that you had with another speaker from somewhere in the world that has touched you and your lives. This other gentleman that I got to know was in South Africa. His name is Frank Soro, and he's from Zimbabwe. And Leslie Everett took this picture. And Leslie, yes, it was fun traveling with you, and I thank you. We became fast friends, and yes, that egg salad story, that would truly be a signature story for both of us. So thank you for your hospitality and friendship. And thanks for sending this picture. Frank and I met outside the general session room just before I was being introduced to open their conference. And he comes up to me with a big smile on his face, and he goes, "So I guess you're from the United States?" "Yes." "And you heard of NSA?" I said, "Yeah." "Are you a member?" "Kind of." And then I told him that as a president, instantly the blood drained from his face. And he became so embarrassed. He goes, "Oh my, I just insulted the most important person here. Oh my." And I said, "Don't worry about it, just calm down, we're good. Let's just keep talking." And he says, "You don't understand, NSA has saved my life. I'm from Zimbabwe. It's a very poor country. I never even knew there was such a thing as professional speaking. And when I found out about the big NSA, that's how he called it, and I listened to the VOE tapes, it gave me hope that I could become a professional speaker and spread hope to my countrymen and help us get out of the poverty that we are in." What a powerful moment. And what Frank taught me at that moment is that I really wasn't just the president of NSA. I was a torchbearer for a flame that was lit by Cavett Robert, and for whose torch was carried by many others before me. And what Frank also taught me at that moment is that each and every time we take this stage, just as he does in Zimbabwe, we too have the opportunity and the privilege to create everlasting legacies for our audience members. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the spirit of Cavett. I mentioned to you in my acceptance speech last year that the world needs us more than ever today, and this just proves that I was right. Also, what I'd like to share with you at this time is some people that I'd like to thank. There's a woman sitting here in the front of the table, and she's been an inspiration to me, a coach, a mentor. Her name is Glenna Salisbury. Glenna has taught me how to tap into my power and to trust who I am, and that is one of the things that has guided me through this past year. And there's also hundreds of you out there that I personally want to thank, because without you, I could never have taken on this journey. And you know who you are, but time doesn't permit me to mention every name, and because I didn't take Jim Crick's lessons on memory yet, I probably would forget a few of you. So please allow me to thank you in the spirit and how I thank Glenna, and to understand that I truly appreciate all the support you gave me, and without you, this journey would not have been possible. I also want to thank the NSA staff and our CEO, Stacy Techner. They are a powerful group of people. They keep us going, and they do things behind the curtains that you'll never see, but it's because of them that we have great member experience, and please help me give it up for the NSA staff and our CEO. Then there's a young lady sitting in the front of the room, my daughter Amanda. Amanda and I have been on the NSA journey for the last 11 years together. She participated in the youth program when she was 10 years old, and this year she celebrates her last year at the youth program as a senior youth leader. And Amanda, without you and your support, this year would not have been possible. And for all of you, this is the young lady who you saw crush that home run at the end of my speeches in that softball game. Amanda, please stand so they can see who you are. I love you. And then how can I not forget the woman who taught me so much, and I shared her story with you last year, my mother, the late Miriam Karr. It's her legacies and the life's lessons that she's taught me that has made me the person that I am here today, and I thank you, Mom. And then there's all of you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the honor and the privilege that you've given me to serve as your president. Thank you.